I received a shocking message, direct message, private message, DM actually on my Instagram about something that I wasn't actually really expecting to see sliding in my DMs. And it had to do with the price of eggs and also how much people earn, their income, their money, and ultimately the increasing difficulty that is actually heading our way in 2023 as we start off the year in a recession. Now, folks, I think we're gonna see this happening a whole lot more here frequently, more often in 2023, and I hope you guys are preparing for this because we're going to see higher prices, we're going to see lower wages, we are going to see increased complexities and complications and more challenge and adversity when it comes to just trying to get by and afford life's necessities, daily necessities. Folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin. I actually feel great. I'm actually happy to be here. It's been a while. It's been a while since I brought you an update from inside the car, but that's because we've been traveling. We were away for the holiday season. We spent Christmas and New Year's with family in Georgia. We are now back in Florida, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. But it also feels good to be back. And I have a lot of information that I want to share with you guys, a lot of important updates, a lot of things, a lot of notes that I've been taking. I've been listening, I've been watching, I've been paying attention to what you guys have been asking for. And I want to get right into this. Check this out. I want to get right into this message that I received. And I received this message on my Instagram. I appreciate the follower who sent this. Thank you so much for sharing this information. I believe that we originally connected because of the content and information that I was sharing with you guys, particularly about the railroad workers union strike and ultimately, you know, what was happening to those folks. Granted, their income, from what I understand, from what I've been told, from the research that I've done, railroad workers' income is actually relatively good as far as a livable wage and being able to keep up with the necessities of the cost of living, or so that was the case. Based on this, that may not be so much anymore, but you know, there are certain industries out there, there's certain fields, there's certain jobs, there's certain positions, employment, contract opportunities, even some gig work that brings in pay, it brings in income that doesn't necessarily put you in a situation of living paycheck to paycheck or barely getting by or struggling or anything like that, which is a plus. But will it stay that way? Is your pay, is your income increasing at the rate of which we're seeing prices going up? Now, these prices are not necessarily across the board. They're going to depend and vary depending on your particular location, the stores you shop at, the brands that you choose, that you select. But at the end of the day, I think a question that should be on a lot of folks' mind for 2023 is my income keeping up? Do I make enough money as it is? And if so, is it continuously increasing? Do I have a way of increasing my income? That's good. Do I have a way of having an excess, a surplus of discretionary income that I can then put to use in savings? I could put to use in investing. I could put to use in building businesses or whatever it may be. If not, then we need to be talking about ways that can be done, that can be accomplished so that you can get to that position, that point to be able to do that. And with some simple and easy ways at that, because I know a lot of folks don't have a ton of time and energy and effort to put forth after putting in so many long hours and possibly no days off at work. I actually came across an opportunity that was shared with me that if you guys are interested, just let me know. And it was literally an opportunity to be able to produce income from a simple app on your phone by taking surveys and getting paid for them. So these opportunities exist out there, as well as building out your own e-commerce online Shopify store, which I have started putting together video updates and step-by-step how-tos for people who are interested in that. This here, this is specifically about the price of eggs that we're seeing on the shelves. Can you see that? $29.49 for large eggs, 60 count. Now here's the thing, a simple solution, a simple answer would be, hey, go quit relying on the stores and produce your own eggs. Obviously, you can get some chickens, some hens, and you can start laying eggs, and you don't have to pay these high prices. But apparently that's not necessarily as easy as it seems, for multiple reasons. One, you guys know we're here in Florida. We live in an apartment. We do not have the ability to have chickens here at the apartment. And even if we did, we wouldn't have the ability to have enough, I don't think, to produce enough eggs to really be able to live off of, you know. So with that being said, also the chicken feed that is needed, that is required for the chickens, that is becoming harder to get, more expensive. That is becoming a burden. That is becoming an obstacle in this forever evolving food shortage crisis situation that it almost seems never ending. Once that hammer dropped in 2020, it was like all hell broke loose, and here we are trying to fight through it. And I hate to be this way, but I want to be honest with you guys as often as I can. Now, in my opinion, people ask the question, when are we going to get back to normal? Well, I think we're there. And the reason why I say that is because as we were traveling up from Orlando, so we went to Orlando before we hit Atlanta. As we were traveling up from Orlando, and if anybody has gone up 75 through, from Florida up to Georgia, through Georgia, whatever, if you've ever driven through Henry County, there's a spot there on 75 in McDonough that just stops. It just always stops. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters, okay? It just stops, okay? Now, before, when people kept asking, when are we going to get back to normal? You could drive through that little section of I-75 and there would be no traffic. There was no slowdown. There was no stop. Well, as we leave Orlando, and there's a little shopping center, there's an outlet mall in Orlando. The line, because I think we left on Christmas. We either left on the 23rd or 24th. So it was Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve. I can't remember exactly, but I think it was the day before. It was like the last shopping day, basically. The line of cars outside was unreal, okay? People were idling in their cars, sitting there waiting to go inside of this outlet shopping center to spend money for the holiday, for Christmas, to give away gifts. They're stimulating the economy. They're just breaking people off. They're spending, okay? So then we leave that, we head up north, we head up I-75, we're driving through Henry County, we're in McDonough, and it stops. The traffic just stops. I look around, cars everywhere, off the exits and everything. We are back to normal, folks. People are out, they're about, they're spending. We're back to normal. And odds are, in my opinion, I think we're back to normal in a sense of people are not actually doing the things that they should be doing with their money, being wise and being smart and being frugal with their money. They're out there spending it, oblivious to the fact of what's really going on, okay? I hate to say it, but like I said, I want to be truthful and honest with you guys. And, I think that we are back to normal. And unfortunately, that normal now includes these instances and situations of prolonged shortages, a reduction of inventory and supply, because we already know why that's going to happen, why that's the case. And any time that we think we may get some reprieve, there will be a new impact. There will be a new event. There will be a new component that is pulled that puts us in these situations where we can never really get back to the old normal. I think the question should be, when are we going to get back to the old normal? Because we are back to normal now. We're back to the new normal. And the new normal is traffic and delays and frivolous spending and waste, mass job layoffs, competitiveness in the employment field as far as employers now regaining the upper hand on the employees and their wages. Folks, pay attention. Please pay attention. And, never really getting out of this rut and this hole and this continuous circle of higher prices and shortages and supply chain disruptions that ultimately just cost people money while we're battling through inflation and starting the year off in a recession. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. All right, there it is, y'all. The hourly wage of a Union Pacific Railroad laborer is $28.15, and the price of a 60-count pack of eggs is $29.49. Railroaders can't afford 60 eggs. Remember this, the worker still will be taxed down and the eggs will be taxed up. Think about it. So this is like a little bit of a pseudonym, it's a metaphor for what we're experiencing, not just in the railroad labor union. Think about it. Think about if you don't earn $28.50 an hour. If your hourly wage doesn't even come close to that. Granted, you can still afford eggs. We're not going to sit here and pretend like you can't afford eggs, you know. It may be a stretch. It may be difficult. Look at that. Look at that little bite. It's kind of cool. It may be difficult, but you can still afford eggs. You may not be able to buy 60. You might buy 12. You know, you might buy 24. You might not buy large eggs. You might get medium. But the fact of the matter is that what matters most here is the price and how, yes, not so much just taxed up, but the prices are going up and the wages are going down, folks. Think about it. I think this is a very important subject that we need to be focusing on. Obviously, there's some major changes going on out there in the economy, major changes going on out there in the world, major changes going on out there with these companies and these employers, and these changes, there's going to be the trickle down effect, okay? The trickle down effect, by definition, by I guess the stereotype meaning of the phrase, usually meant that we would possibly see some of the wealth trickling down to from the 1% down to the folks putting in the hard work, breaking their backs, sweating, grinding hard each and every day. That's not the case, folks. Being honest with you, I want to be, if I can't be honest with you, then I don't think we can have these conversations. But what we will see is a trickle down effect of these higher prices being passed on to the consumers, ultimately really affecting the lower income producing consumers. Am I right? Am I right? Now, obviously we know that not everybody is going to be in a position to want to or be able to change their financial situation to increase their income, lower their expenses, improve their budgets, be able to save money, perhaps maybe be able to produce additional income streams, work towards generating passive income streams. But if you are interested, please reach out because you know I'm here for you. You guys take care, be safe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.